they've missed us. To be honest. Oh, you haven't even moved your microphone yet, have you? You can't even reply to me. Let me mute it whilst you move it. And you can move it. I think they've missed us.
Right, so I need to write down everything that's happened. Because
Also, I don't know if channel member is the name of a person called channel member, or if channel member is because I've banned someone and somehow the gifting system's gifted them a member. How weird. Not sure. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine Wednesday. And it is fine, actually. The weather's been beautiful the last few days. We're back for some more content for you wonderful human beings. And it seems to have been quite busy since I've been away. There's been lots of stuff going on. There's been announcements and leaks and previews announced and all sorts of stuff going on. And the Heresy website has been updated. And then there's another thing that's happened today, which I'll show you in just a moment, which is quite interesting. I don't know if it's... I'm not sure right now. Anyway, we are back. Thank you so much. Specifically, Roland Bain, Clive the Kiwi, and Carl of Hodgie, who between them have done, I think it's 97 or 98 members before we've even gone live, Luce.
okay, right. Hang on then. Who was it?
Hang on. So, okay, I'm going to go through it one by one quickly to say thank yous because you've got some hopes to do as well, right?
Okay.
So, Roland Bain, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships.
And Bain. 20. I hope for you, Roland, that when you next pick up a packet of salt and vinegar crisps, you can actually taste them. I don't think Walkers are that flavourful anymore.
Banging. Love that. Clive the Kiwi, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Clive the Kiwi, thank you for the 1 gifted membership.
Whose name isn't Clive.
Yeah. Roland, thank you for 10 more gifted memberships. Clive, thank you for 5 more gifted memberships. Roland, thank you for 10 more gifted memberships.
Whoa. What was Clive's first one?
5.
So 2 5s.
5, 1, and then 5.
1.
Yeah. Roland then did 10 more.
So now we've got
20, 10, and 10.
Okay, yeah.
Clive, thank you for the $2 super chat, the blue one.
Blue one.
I tried Wargunner, but I missed 11 times. But he didn't just miss 11 times because he tried again in a bit, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Roland Bain, thank you for 5 more gifted.
Okay.
Roland, thank you for 10 more gifted.
Right, yeah.
Clive, thank you for 1 gifted.
Yeah.
Roland Bain, thank you for 20 gifted memberships.
I hope for you, Roland, that when you gift so generously next time, they have better hopes for you than Walker's Crisps.
That's a good one. Carl, thank you. Carl of Hodgie, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. Mr. the Carl of Hodgie, how you doing, sir? And thank you, Mr. the Clive the Kiwi, for the 1 gifted membership. That's a lot of members to wave in my face to start with.
Okay, here we go. Thank
Clive?
you, Roland Bain.
Oh, for Roland, okay.
And thank you, Clive the Kiwi.
2
His
hat tricks
name
off
is
the bat.
not Clive.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Oh, there's another one for Roland. No.
No, you've overbelled now, haven't you? You've overdinged.
I've overbelled you, Roland.
You've
There's
overdinged.
too many numbers. I have number anxiety.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for us. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash all those magical YouTube buttons for us. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Smash subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified in the future every single time we go live or drop a new video. Alternatively, you can become a member or be gifted members by these wonderful human beings. At which point, if you are in the Discord server, _Discord, and you have the right reaction role selected, then when we do go live, it will notify you also when we drop a new video or when we schedule the stream, so you'll know in advance. The bonus of being a member in Discord and having the right reaction role is when we schedule a stream, it tells you they've set up a stream, it's going to go live at 7:30. Are you trying to eat crisps quietly on a microphone? It's not going to work. You're never alone with it. Jesus Christ, woman, watch your fingers. Fuck me. Nearly bit the tips off then. I'm going to mute her while she's doing that. That's disgusting. I've muted you whilst you're eating your crisps. Okay. Now, so basically what's going on is there's a guy in the community called Wargunner who keeps coming into stream and playing !snipe me, and it's becoming funny now. He's had a gifted membership in the past, right? That's a fact. Has had a gifted membership in the past and can't seem to get another one. YouTube's gone, no, you've had your free goes, you're getting no more. And so he's waiting to be gifted again, and he's been waiting really, really hard. What's interesting is, because we've had a couple of days off, and I had an extra stream off last night because I came home absolutely fucking exhausted, I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll try and tease you all into gifting more memberships. And these guys didn't know this before we went live because we hadn't told anyone. We do have a super chat goal. If we have a super chat goal that is completed, we will get these.
Double ding pre-stream. That's number one.
It is number one. If we do 10, thank you, Chris, for the $5. If we do 10 yellow ones, I will get these on the merch page before the weekend, which is going to be a struggle, but I can make it happen, right? I will make it happen. Beautiful. Okay. Second thing is, if we hit the membership target I've set today, I will give one set away free of charge to one of you people tonight, right? Now, there is only 20 sets currently available for purchase of our brand new neoprene printed objective markers with a point in the center so you know where to place it, with a 40mm objective marker in the middle, and then with this beautiful Vegvasir compass on the outside. Everyone's been asking us for objective markers for ages. They are here. If you hit targets, I'll give a free set away, and we'll get them on the website by the weekend. Are you finished chewing? Yeah? You good? I have unmuted you again. You are welcome to join us back into the conversation.
I'm allowed freedom of speech.
You are allowed freedom. That is a milky tea you've got there as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Looks more milk than tea, quite frankly. Anyway, but how much has been going on since we were away? Some of you aren't aware. Luce and I buggered off on a holiday on Saturday.
Well, I mean, you can do the air quotes. It was always a homemade holiday. So
yeah,
you can be pissy that we learnt shit.
It's just no, I'm not.
Who tagged on to whose holiday?
I would rather get back in your box. I would rather learn shit than sit on a beach.
I like
but
my box, thank you.
Some people will consider a holiday going somewhere sunny and sitting on the beach. Not going.
It was sunny.
It was Coventry City Centre.
It was sunny. It was sunny.
I probably saw more foreigners than if I went to Spain.
Sunny.
That's probably a fact. So, you know, there's that at least. Is the membership tracker? Did I fix the membership tracker? Tank's membership looks like it pulled in through the membership tracker. Clive's 5 gifted haven't.
Is this the same tank that was at things?
Yes.
Oh, I know what you look like now.
He has ascended to an Asir. Okay.
Hope the holiday was relaxing.
Sort of and not at all
No,
at the
I
same
walked
time.
the legs off them.
Okay, so it's not really tracking. So what do we have? 97 plus 6 is more than that. 97 plus 6 is 103. Thank you so much, Clive, for Q5. And Tank, thank you for becoming an Asir tier member all by yourself, you legend. So what we'll do now is we will get rid of this one for now. So we've got it half fixed. It's tracking actual memberships now. It's just not tracking the gifteds, which is interesting. Is there a setting I can do to change that? Settings. Where's the settings? Settings. Oh no, gifted memberships is turned on. Odd. Okay. Well,
This
we'll go with
tea
that.
also isn't very. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm all.
Well, to be fair,
rusty.
I put the tea bag in the teapot. Right, I poured the water in, and it's supposed to brew a bit, and you walked out, filled the cup with milk, and poured it straight away. So it hasn't really brewed, darling. That's the problem.
I'm all rusty.
Okay. Thank you, Okigor, for the 1 gifted. Thank you, Connor Ed, for the 10. So it wasn't relaxing at the same time, right? There's some issues that we're never going to solve no matter where we go. And there's some other things that were actual benefit, which I've done probably for the first time almost forever. So we took a little trip to Coventry. Luce, a few years ago, started going to random cities in the UK on her own. And now you've sort of decided you'd rather do it as a homemade holiday type thing. Take the kids, learn about some history. And we're trying to do all the major cities in the country.
Last night's toe picks were delicious. Hashtag Thane content.
I know it was. Thank you, Mordyhammer, as well for. Oh, hang on. I have to wait for you because you're going to get a loose hope.
Just got in and heard not tracking, had to donate 1.
Thanks, Cockingall, you're a hero. Thank you, Andy, for the yellow one as well. Mordyhammer, thank you for 20 gifted memberships.
I hope for you, Mordy, that when you go on a holiday, you remember your sun cream.
Yep. More on that in just a moment. Thank you, Mordyhammer. Rama Clock, thank you for the 1. Trench, thank you for becoming a Heresy tier member all by yourself, you hero. And Tank, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Jesus Christ. This is going to be a struggle to keep up with at this rate, although I am not against it.
Struggling. Lovely.
It helps the holiday anxiety of lack of money, right? That's the thing. So, we buggered off there. Lucy was doing it at every major city on her own for a while. And then we decided, she decided she'd take the kids with her to do some learning. And I was like, actually, I have been to shockingly few number of the British cities.
Well,
So I've been to a few. Been to some big ones.
when people think of holiday, they want to go to somewhere sunny, and that's lovely. You can go and melt on a beach somewhere for a very expensive price. I can't do it. I'm terrible at sitting still, and I know shockingly little about my own little island.
Yeah, well,
So
I don't know as much of the history as I would like. I've done some of the major, like I've done Swansea, Cardiff. I've done most of the big cities, Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester, etc. But I haven't really ever done anything like in terms of learning history and culture and stuff like that in our own country. So I was like, I'll tag along, and we did the first one in Coventry, which I know you're all going to go, what?
I hear the best thing in Cov is the M6. Confirm?
Strictly not in Cov, is it? I think it's one of the best things because it takes you away from it. So we picked Coventry for a couple of reasons. One, it's on the major cities list. It has a lot of history, specifically around the Second World War, but also long before that. And secondly, Luce is from there, and her family still live there. So if we take the kids for the first time and it all goes fucking tits up, then there's family close by.
yeah,
There's a get out of jail free plan, family help.
Yeah.
You know, the kids are fucking set the house on fire and all sorts, right?
Join things. We get Liam's toes, Joe's rattling can, Brom's dubious ancestry and fancy dress.
I got the fancy dress here. I didn't put it on tonight because it's quite warm here today.
why is it dubious?
It's really warm here today, and every time we do a show, Luce makes me shut the window and close the curtains so the people outside the front of the house in the street don't hear us streaming. Which I don't think they would anyway, but you don't like the idea that they might hear us streaming.
No, it just makes me a bit self-conscious because I don't think our neighbours know. We've managed to keep it under wraps all this time. So, and I mean, they stopped asking, Liam doesn't leave for work anymore. When did that stop? Well, a little while ago. What does he do now?
Porn.
And now, if people do ask me, what does your husband do? I go, do you know what? I don't know. I'm one of those wives that just doesn't know what their husband does.
She just lies. Just flat lies. We went away to do a bit of learning. We went and visited some historical places. I learned some things. Lucy even learned some things, despite the fact it's her hometown. So that's really good. I love that. What I actually did do to respond to Cornet Ed's super chat right at the start, what I did do is I basically didn't touch work for 5 days. It's impossible to say I didn't touch work at all, but I basically didn't touch work for 5 days. There's little bits here and there that I did. I had my laptop with me, but we're talking like minuscule amounts of things, checking up on things and keeping things ticking over and responding to some things. Not responding to very much. And I've actually spilt that over onto today mostly as well, apart from I got busy this afternoon. But that's fine. I was at home at that point. I'm sat at my desk. And here's the difference, right? The intent today was to still kind of continue the holiday until stream tonight and do nothing at all. But when you're sat at your desk, that's impossible.
Yeah, the
And
temptation's
before I
too
know
much.
it, I was working away like a little worker bee this afternoon. And I'm not whinging at all. I enjoy it, right? It's not a problem. I'm not complaining about it. But I was like, I'm not relaxing now. I'm actually working and doing something. Whereas when I was away with just the laptop, like, I don't like working on a little laptop, but when I'm doing I like having lots of windows open, and you can't really do that. So it's great for keeping on top of emails and messages and watching the odd YouTube video and stuff like that. But it's not great for really working. And so, in terms of actually relaxing, I didn't touch work for ages, and that was good. That was good. We did a fucking 84-mile frog march on Sunday around Coventry Centre.
It wasn't that bad.
She fucking near killed us all.
It wasn't that bad.
Which is good exercise to start with. It's good steps. We got a lot of sunshine in. It's great. A nice pub meal.
There's
But
a very angry swan.
yeah, but on Monday I was fucking ball bagged, and so were the kids. So she was like, right, what are we doing today? You can fuck off. You can fuck off. It's home ed holiday. There's a holiday word as well as a home ed part in there. So off Luce went to the market, and me and the boys sat in the flat because we basically Airbnb'd a flat for the 4 days, right? Because it gives you a lot more space than like a hotel room, and we had the dog with us as well, which is important. So she bugged it. We did go to the memorial park in the afternoon and showed them the war memorial and stuff like that, right? And got an ice cream and whatever, which was great.
On the downside in things, we do sometimes get Eddie posting to
I can ban him.
man shrugging emoji, #channel goblin, but also book club and TTS crusade.
Jay, thank you for 10 more, man. What a legend. We are the membership tracker, the super chat tracker thing isn't tracking, and I don't know why. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow ones so far. So I will track them because that's a YouTube feature not working. Great. So we did show the War Memorial, and then on Tuesday, which was coming home day, we went back into town and did a bit more.
So thankful for having a stream today. Listening to you to fight loneliness on a hospital bed. Nothing serious, a deviated septum. Bummed that the shop closed before I could get some stream snack.
What the fuck is a deviated septum?
That's a nose thing. I think it's like.
I mean, septum's nose, yeah, but everyone said love to Adrian. Adrian, I hope you're okay, man. We love you. We're here for you. So in that regard, like, so on Tuesday we went back into town. We did look at some other bits and bobs, etc., and then we came out again and we drove home. So in terms of relaxing, I chilled out. I learned about some history. I sat half the day in the flat in my pants, shorts, and no top on the Monday, and genuinely chilled out. That was good, all good, right? And the flat meant we had quite a lot of space as well to sit and chill out. So I consumed a lot of YouTube and TikTok and all that kind of shit. The downside is threefold actually, three downsides for me, which you can't really plan for at all.
Okay.
Downside number one, we're on a flat on the second floor, which only has one outward facing side to it. So it has two windows and one door onto a little balcony, but it's second floor, so third story essentially, second floor, right? Fuck me, do they get hot?
Yeah, the when it's called a loft apartment.
My Jesus fucking Christ.
You could grow bananas in
That
there.
flat was warm. I know where they're growing all that stuff they were fucking smoking outside. Jesus. We couldn't account, like, we booked a flat that was dog friendly. I kind of assumed ground floor because dog friendly. It was not. It was on the second floor. My lord, okay? So that's a problem. That becomes worse coupled with problems 2 and 3. Problems 2 and 3 is, first, that fucking mattress.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a mattress snob, chat. We, a long time ago, bought a very expensive mattress because if you look at how long you spend in bed, how much time you spend in bed, and what your body does to recover and heal in bed, we bought an expensive mattress. Which has just ruined my experience going anywhere else. Because when I sleep on anything else, it's shit.
We've got a roof rack.
So
Take the mattress with us.
So every other fucking mattress we sleep on, I lie on it, and if I go to move, you get fucking seasick because it just fucking. And if I get up in the middle of the night and go for a piss, I'm scared to get back into bed because if I get into bed too hard, you're going to hit the fucking ceiling, and then it just crumples. So it's like if I lay on my right hand side, facing out of bed, right, with my back to loose, and if I roll a little bit that way on my bed, fine. If I roll a little bit that way on this bed, I literally fell out of the thing because also it was a double instead of a king. So it means that when I roll over, it just got you there. So you have to do. Have you ever done the old? You have to do the old jump roll. So you have to take off, flip in midair, and land, which is fine, apart from the fact it's really fucking bouncy and wavy. So you can't do that because if I go jump roll, you fucking go up as well. Traumatic the bed, right? So you're sweating your nuts off in a bed that you kind of have to lay still on, but even then you're not comfortable. It fucked my shoulder really badly as well. But you're like, it's cool because I'll refresh myself with a nice hot shower. Which was like, it was like getting pissed on by a 4-year-old. Fucking great big braided line, big old massive shower head, turn the fucking taps right up, dribbles.
Yeah, I didn't wash my hair for the whole holiday. So when I was having to put sun cream on my neck, I was really like, ugh, I don't get it in my hair. And when you slapped sun cream on my neck, like a big splatter of it, I was thinking, I told him the hair plan. Why is he doing this to me?
I lathered up the hair with shower gel the first night, and I thought it was going to take me 4 hours to rinse it.
Yeah, I can't. If the shower pressure's too low, I won't wash my hair because it just won't get the product out.
The problem with the sun cream was that you bought a sun cream that when you squirted it, this big jet of white creamy liquid hit you, and I was like, childish mind took over. That's why you got covered in sun cream.
These comments don't increase your probability of getting laid, and I'm worried that we're now on year 14 and you're not learning.
No, if 14 years I haven't learned this, you know. So I didn't sleep particularly well. That being said,
you should get the yardstick out.
That being said, I did nap a couple of afternoons, and so I rested I did rest, and I came home having genuinely mostly enjoyed it. It's just the bed was shockingly bad. The shower was fucking awful, and that was a sweatbox. I think, you know, if you remove if we did it in like November and you remove the sweatbox, everything else becomes less of a problem because I'd fidget less in bed because I'm not hot and like kicking bedclothes off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're not so worried about well, you are worried about a shower, but you're less worried about I've sweated all, you know what I mean? So anyway, it's fine. It was because we had 24, 25, 26 Celsius for the time we were in Cov. It was beautiful blue skies and sunshine the whole time. We were lucky in that regard because out and about stomping for miles and hours on end in great sunshine, you can't be more grateful. Like you don't want it pissing down the whole time when you do. So we were quite lucky in that regard. So not too many complaints there, but that was my last few days. And I came home yesterday. We originally had planned to do a game on Tuesday, but it was just Joe and I available. So we then defaulted to Vag, and then I got home and I was shattered. And I was like, I kind of just want to have a nice shower, finally.
I think what happened was because no one had been in the house for a few days, the house was really cool. So we'd gone from quite a hot flat into a hot car, and we did the aircon so the car cooled down, but then you open the car door and just the hot air from Southampton gets you. Walk into a cool house and you notice how tired you are.
You have had a ding, yes, but what about second ding?
Kind of cute. Thank you for the $2.
There's your ding.
Sam, you almost had Luce on side. She says Luce legit outing Liam on stream, and then she put pop off queen, called you a queen.
I know.
Yeah, you don't like that, do you? No. Socially, you've just put yourself below me there, even with the childish joke.
It's all right, Sam.
Just so you know. If Liam found it too warm, it must have been awful for Luce. Luce was suffering with the heat a little bit.
Liam, are you up for going to an American football game in October? Minnesota Vikings coming to London.
I'd go to an American football game, 100%, Tony. Thank you for the yellow one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 yellow ones out of 10. Ignore the tracker. It's 6 yellow ones out of 10, chat. I'm counting them manually, and I'll get these on the website. We are also 120 members away from giving a set of these objective markers away. So that was what we've done over the last 4 or 5 days, mostly. We're now back to sort of normal. When I say sort of normal, because tomorrow, Joe has booked the day off, the selfish bastard.
My bed is far too hot and my back is fucked. Weirdly, kipping on an army cot makes it better. Yes, something is apparently very wrong with my body.
I didn't mind the comfort of the army camp cots from o'clock. It was the noise they made when you rolled them over or trying to get them fitted in the first place. Everyone knows that properly building an army camp cot is in fact one of their strength tests. Because if you can get both of those end bars in, you deserve instant promotion.
Is it because the tension's
Yeah,
really
instant
hard?
prevention. Instant promotion.
What did Rum do before his blue super chat?
Why?
And all the commotion, I didn't write him down. But he's got his own column and only the blue super chat.
He's got a 1 gifted.
I thought I saw.
Is that what you're after?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. So that's what we're doing for 4 or 5 days. Like I said, Joe has selfishly booked tomorrow off, which means there is no Liam and Joe show. I will do a separate show. You guys can decide a Talking Heads like this or a Vag stream. You let me know. And in the evening, there is a live game. Tom is bringing yet another new World Eaters detachment. Brom's facing off against him with Ultramarines. That's tomorrow, right? Friday after dark will be normal. Back to normal then. And then next week, we're back to normal, okay? So we're getting there, but Joe did a day off because his other half is away tomorrow, so he's on childcare duty. So he booked a day off. He's allowed to book days off. People often forget that it is his job, so he's allowed to book days off.
You've also got summer holidays coming up soon, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, that is what it is. We'll make it work. So in the 4 or 5 days that we were away, shit kicked off. There was a big leak of a potential box for Horus Heresy. I'm not going to tell you or show you it because I don't want to share leaks or showcase them because it's bad and GW would tell me it's bad. So that happened. And then they've updated their Heresy website to call it bullshit. And I don't know if they've done it on purpose or whether they've leaked something or this is quite interesting. If you guys have seen it, but I'd like to know what the fuck is going on because they kind of have insinuated that they've done it on purpose, but they haven't really done it on purpose. It's a bit genius. This Heresy website is a bit genius, by the way. The Horus Heresy is a bit on the money. I don't know if I can get it up actually, or the website. Horus Heresy. Is that how you spell it? Heresy. Bang. The Horus Heresy. So I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let me show you now. Right. But they have got this Heresy website, right? They've taken their logo and they've got the horusheresy.com. They've literally like put a bit of masking tape over the top here. Getting hyped for Heresy, rounding up all the rumours, roundings, and hearsay of the Dark Age. They've got the video for the new thing. Metal boxes. They've got some. They're cutting some sprue bits out. We are shocked. Too good to be true. And this is the thing. Right, so I'm going to show you spoilers now, but I feel like I'm comfortable doing this now because this is an official Games Workshop website. So everything I'm about to show you is on an official Games Workshop website, right? Check out this battle damage tank sprue. Looks like a new Rhino to us, or maybe a Predator or Whirlwind Vindicator. One thing we're pretty sure on is it's definitely not a Razorback. Cool. So there's that bit there. Big news for Dreadnoughts. We've already seen some Dreadnought rumour. Well, guess what? We're now hearing the Dreads can throw Marines as a shooting attack, which obviously they could in real life. So actually quite an interesting rule for more realism in the game, to be honest. Right, TBH. We are shocked. New token type. We're hearing that this marks a unit as Titan shocked. A new ability, super heavies get against smaller units. Interesting. Right.
Fitting the second bar on a camp cot is like pulling your foreskin over a volleyball. Very difficult, extremely uncomfortable, but an amazing achievement.
Oh, God.
Yeah, nailed it. Fucking nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Thanks, guys, for the 5, dude. What a legend. More Dreadnought news. Hearing Dreadnoughts are getting vehicle stats again makes us definitely think the Throw Marines thing is true. Makes a lot of sense. That's the thing a lot of people were upset about with the current iteration of Heresy, was the Dreadnought stopped being vehicle and armor facings. They went to wound counters, and they were basically a bit broken at the start. I know a lot of people were house ruled Dreadnoughts. But remember, I'm about to show you something now. This is official website, so I'm comfortable with it now. Too good to be true. Is this a new box set? We're skeptical. How come the photos are so bad? Photographer, the Bigfoot guy called, he wants his camera back. So they're taking the piss out of the photo quality. This got leaked, right? Age of Darkness Saturnine as a box set. The Dreadnought is clearly too big. Look at this thing. It's nuts. No way that's real. Clearly photoshopped by someone who doesn't know how big Dreadnoughts are supposed to be. I mean, it looks legit, but who knows? No dice photo leak. We know there's a D18 in the new box, but we don't see one here. It must be fake. Is there a D18 in the new box? Is that a thing? Overheat. No one needs 2 plasma cannons. How does he scratch his nose? Looks cool though. Shame it's not real. It's a Saturnine Terminator, which I love the hat tip. If this is real, I love the hat tip to the classic old style, but can't help but think it looks a bit derpy. We zoomed in on the text and it's total gibberish. Small parts, really. Have you seen that, Dreadnought? Those are large parts. And then in strike through it says, and the next bit looks like it's some crazy made up Xenos language we've never seen before. Edit. Scratch that last part. It was French. Our bad. That's not a bolter. Did these guys do any research? That's not what a bolter looks like. You can't just make up new guns, guys. Who are you, Mars, with that legionary? Why can't we see inside the box? We have a theory. The box clearly states not suitable for under 3s, but also recommended for age 12 plus, meaning there is an age range where you can hold the box but not open it. Therefore, the photo must have been taken by a child aged 4 to 11. It's the only explanation. That must also account for a shoddy camera work. I love the fact that I think this is a genuine leak. I'll throw that out there now. I think it's a genuine leak. But I like the fact they've actually responded to it and taken the piss. I'm a fan of that. I think it's embarrassing, the amount of stuff that leaks from Games Workshop, but I actually take my hat off to them for them looking at it and taking the piss and responding to it on this website. I think that's good. Apparently, bolt guns are going to be strength 3 in the new edition. Huge boost to survivability of Marines on foot. Another possible bonus to Salamander's playstyle, question mark. Pump the brakes. Now hearing White Scars are in the box and seeing Loyalists versus Loyalists, and maybe more than 2 legions in the box. Flame weapons FTL. Hearing flame templates are halting inside. So what they're doing is they're taking every rumor that people are throwing out there and they're just putting them on the website. Everything. They've literally become the rumor hub. They're almost taking the power out of the people making the rumor content, because you can just come to this website and they'll put it all on here for you.
Yeah.
Which is that genius or is this me? I think this is actually quite clever, because it's like, You could go to all the leaking websites, and you could go to all the leaking YouTubers. You could just come to the official website. We'll post it all anyway. That's a bit genius. Think about it. Feels rough on armies like salamanders, but depends what else we'll see happen to weapons. There's always melter. Tactical pouch confirmed. Found a sprue with a pouch on. Don't recognise it. Anyone know? New or not? It's completely separate, please. So it must be an option. Points costed. Grenades. New extra ammo mechanic. Flame weapons. FTW. Hearing flame templates are doubling in size, which is great. So they've got hearing flame weapons are halving in size. Followed 2 posts later with hearing flame weapons are doubling in size. Must be to give Sally's a big push and poster boys for the new edition. Fire change. Bring me the heavy flamer. Then have you seen this crest spotted? Anyone know what this is? It looks a bit like a Crux Terminatus without the skull. Campaign badge or something, maybe. New type of reinforcement stud. Previous big box had a Predator, so wonder if we're seeing a new design. Right? This is genius, by the way, GW. Do the math. Number 2 in the crosshair with 18 as the frame number. 18 known legions, 2 missing. That can't be a coincidence. What does it mean? And it keeps going. Right? Oh, we're nearly there, actually. We're nearly at the end. We're hearing the Horus Heresy new Ed box is definitely coming and features Salamanders as the main faction. Unexpected, but we're here for it. Finally, some glory for our guys in green. Push Fit Heresy. Found this, thinking it's green for Salamanders. GW usually uses colour spruce for Push Fit. Underworlds, etc. Thoughts on Push Fit Marines? I've been told this is the Flawless Blades kit. I've been told. I don't know how true that is. Seeing this doing the rounds, looks like Heresy or a Dreadnought. Don't recognise it. Looks massive. Maybe Leviathan. Redemptor's in 30k. Looks big. What do we reckon? Rules overhaul. Right, that's a D18 right at the start. I am wondering if this is actually genius. Legitimately wondering if this is actually genius. And when thinking about what might be genius, I came to this website. Right. If I go back a page on the Horus Heresy news, a new Titanic Warhammer animation. I clicked on it. Kill Lupercal official trailer Warhammer Plus. The walking war engine of the Dempsey take all the treacherous kin in the thrilling trailer for Kill Lupercal, a brand new original animated series coming soon to Warhammer TV. And when I pressed it before, is that a troll? I click on the video and it says, video unavailable. This video is private. Is that on purpose? I don't understand. It's definitely better than Flawless Blades kit. I thought it was, yeah. I thought it was Flawless Blades. They've just changed the colour on it. I think this is genius. Honestly, to start with, when the leak came out, when the Saturnine box leak happened, I was like, this is embarrassing for Games Workshop. Right? It works on YouTube, does it? Okay. Okay, we'll have a look at it later then. But like, I just showed you it working on the page there, right? So I thought this is slightly embarrassing, another leak, and I don't know when this fucking thing is coming, but is it early? Is it on time? Who knows? This isn't good, is it? And that website, by the way, the Horus Heresy, is fucking genius. Absolute genius. And I think this could be the old rumor engine, right? So if you think about the old rumor engine bollocks, we talked about this before. The rumor engine bollocks they do so far, where they take this horrible image of something and they stick it up there and goes, what is it? And then 85 months later, you might find out what the fuck it is. I think they should get rid of that. I think they should make rumorengine.com. I legit think now, based on what's going on with Horus Heresy, Games Workshop should do rumorengine.com. And there's a guy should be employed to watch all this leak content that goes across all these different websites, all these rumors that come out of all these different YouTubers and all this kind of shit. And I think what they should do is amalgamate it into one website, like the Horus Heresy website, and just be like, you could go and watch all these other creators or go to all these other websites for all this leak content or all this rumor content, or we just put it on a website ourselves and you can decide whether it's true or false. And we'll be a bit tongue-in-cheek with it. We'll take the piss and we'll throw a couple of curveballs in there that haven't been posted anywhere, like the Flawless Blades sprue, for example, right? Honestly, I think they should do that. I think it's incredibly clever. I do. I think the Hearsay website is absolute genius. Oh, coffee was needed. I would love to know what you guys think anyway. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, Liz B, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You absolute legend. You're a hero. Thank you so much. And Star Pilot, to make up for calling you a queen.
It's fine.
Thank you for 20 gifted memberships.
I hope for you, Star, that the next time you buy a football kit, it's for a winning team.
Wow! You bitch!
I'm just saying what you're all thinking.
Because Cov did so well yesterday, didn't they?
Well, you weren't rooting for Cov.
I was. It's exactly what I told your dad on Saturday night once I sat with him. I said I didn't think they would go up, but I was rooting for them.
I really hope that Lampard stays. I'd like him to stay. I think that'd be a lovely story.
I think, yeah. I think from both Coventry's perspective and Lampard's perspective, he should stay. But I don't know if he will. I think he should, but I don't know if he will. I get a bit of football chat for you all people. I thought the D18 was real, so I am probably a poor judge. On my way to buy a rumour engine euros. How genius is it though, Carl? Honestly though, right? I think this is honestly what I would like to see them doing. I think it's probably the best way they can handle the leaks. I also think it never hurts for a company to show a sense of humour now and again, especially one like GW. 100% agree with you, yes, my lord.
I
Without
almost
doubt.
spat my mead out.
Yeah, wow. Almost threw my coffee at her.
See, I could be funny.
Julian makes a post saying it's counting down with something for... Yeah, also that, yes, there is another post that I could show you people as well. So they have also put out this as a post, right? Planetfall countdown, drop minus 399 hours. This was put up yesterday on the 13th. Planetfall, minus 399 hours, Terran sidereal time. Sidereal time. Sidereal? The Symphalia class warp runner Ad Temperesta of the Raven Guard breaches real space at the distant extent of the Isfahan system, intent on making its route as the forerunner of a reconnaissance fleet. Outfitted with extensive and advanced augury and sensorium equipment, the ship is one of the most capable stealth vessels in the entire Imperial battle line, with a fine tally of Redactis category augur missions already accomplished by the vessel and its skilled crew, providing invaluable intelligence for expeditionary actions during the Great Crusade. The crew of the Ad Temperesta moved under view of darkness, ranging far ahead of the Retribution fleet itself to confirm the worst, and even from afar the scale of carnage wrought upon Istvan III is plain for them to see, with all who their brethren of the 19th Legion brought into Imperial compliance years before having perished in the scarring fires of cyclonic immolation. Isfahan 5 is identified as Horus's base of operations, and range scans indicate that the bulk of his forces are concentrated in a region known as the Urgau Depression, where a mighty fortress has been raised to take advantage of the natural topography. The Loyalist vessel is, however, unopposed in the void, and little sign of the War Master's battle fleet can be found. I will be honest with you people, at the moment, I've had this conversation with Joe, and I'm aware that Mr. McArdle's not here to hear this right now. For the first time in basically forever, I'm actually getting a little bit excited about Horus Heresy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to follow the lunacy of some other channels and go, we're a Horus Heresy channel now, because that's mental, because 40k will probably always be my favourite. I say probably, because in 2-3 editions they could ruin it. I don't see it happening, but they could ruin it. If 10th edition can survive its launch, I think 40k is always here to stay. But it will always be my favourite. But Heresy, I'm getting interested. I am getting interested. I'm following the build up to this now because I can, because it's my full-time job, and I'm getting quite excited for it. Well, GW is mostly a joke of a company, so for them to take something seriously and make a joke of the league is genius. No, I don't know if they're a joke of a company, to be fair. I mean, I don't think any company can be considered a joke of a company when it's made itself into the FTSE 100. Like that, you know. I also don't know anything about Horus Heresy. I know a little bit. What Legion? Space Wolves, obviously. I found my happy place now. Star Pilot. Space Wolves is my Legion for loyalists. For heretics, I would want to do Emperor's Children or Sons of Horus. Probably. Maybe World Eaters. Heresy fans, is how it starts, don't let get hurt. Oh no, there's no way we're doing regular weekly content about it, Nick. That's not. I'm interested in it, but we're not doing regular weekly content about it at this point. If we, and again, you know, you say this is how it starts, don't let yourself get hurt, but you can only blame your audience because all of our numbers went down. Tony Winnick, they like your hopes tonight, Luce. Tony Winnick, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships. What a legend. We're also on 6 out of 10 yellow ones, team. Ignore the super chat goal because it broke.
I hope for you, Tony, if you ever need to pick up dog poo, whether it's your own dog or you're doing a favour, that you don't accidentally put your finger through the bag.
Oh, what sort of cheap bags are you buying?
Well, if you run out of your good ones, you always have emergency bags.
Word bearer. I could. The thing is, right? I like lots of legions and chapters. I'm a person who's not bothered by iron hands or salamanders. Not really bothered by white scars. Not really bothered by Heresy era Ultramarines. I know that sounds odd. I prefer 40k Ultramarines.
Who on earth is Joe Cole's Wallace and Gromit Appreciation Club?
That's Joe. That's his YouTube name.
What happened to Leagues of Jotan?
He changed it to that.
I've never once heard him talk about Wallace and Gromit.
Right.
How can he have an appreciation club of something I've never heard him talk about?
You also don't know him all that well.
But if his defining character feature was that he loves Wallace and Gromit, of the how many years I've known him, surely
That's
he'd
not
have
his
mentioned
defining
it.
character
He used
feature,
to be
though.
in the garage and sit in here doing
His
fuck all
defining-
for hours
his-
until you filmed. He never once mentioned Wallace and Gromit.
His defining character feature is he can't see his own toes. And he got gout at 36. That's his defining character feature. It's not that he likes Wallace
But
and
why
Gromit.
hasn't he put a YouTube name of that? I got gout at 36. Learn from me.
One of them is something he's probably okay to be putting in his YouTube name. One of them is probably one he doesn't want to talk about, to be fair. I could do
You
Iron
just
Warriors.
outed him!
He just because he doesn't want to talk about it doesn't mean I'm not going to say it. Iron Hands I'm not bothered by. Necromancer Goblin. Iron Warriors I'd be okay with in Heresy. So yeah. Anyway, thank you, Tony. We put on 165 chat. You are well on your way now to 50, 85 away from a free set of these just being given away. Getting out of 36 is a defining character feature. Yeah, it is, yeah.
See, we might already have a club.
Joe is a Play-Doh stop motion model, though. He is. I had kidney failure, and I think I didn't get gout until 41.
Kidney failure?
Oh, that sounds awful, but you beat Joe. Oh, the defining characteristic is that Mikey does not like Wallace and Gromit. So Joe did it to troll Mikey, didn't he? Of course, he did tell me this ages
Why
ago.
doesn't Mikey like Wallace and Gromit? It's the most adorable stop-start motion picture. I think Wallace and Gromit is 36 years old.
I don't know why he doesn't like Wallace and Gromit.
What is?
Exactly. Well, you don't trust some people in the north. No, I said some people in the north. Thank you, Hugh, for the one gift of membership. Can you read that name out for me, babe?
Reichen?
No, it's from the start.
No. No.
I tried, chat. I tried. Wallace is about to get gout. He's the right age. Because it's royalist. Fuck off.
It's royalist.
Fuck off. Is that what he said? Fucking moron.
Is it?
Wallace and Gromit is royalist. What a load of fucking shit.
Does it have... Is there something in the background of it?
4th of November 1989. Wallace and Gromit's almost as old as you.
Yeah.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Ba-ba-ba-bum. Bum. Ba-bum. Speeding duck caught on camera.
What?
A flying duck who broke the speed limit has been caught on camera and shamed as a cautionary tale to the residents of Switzerland.
What was the speed limit?
32 miles an hour.
That was an odd speed limit to start with.
This
Oh,
duck...
wait, he was doing 32 miles an hour? Or the speed
Yeah.
limit's 32 miles an hour?
No, the speed limit's 30.
Right, okay, that makes more
And
sense.
the duck
I said, what was
broke the law.
I said, what was the speed limit? And you went 32 miles an hour. I was like, I know Switzerland are precise on time, but fuck me. That's a very precise speed limit,
Well,
isn't it?
do they not have their 10% rule?
Also, there's no such thing as a 10%
Oh.
rule. There's no such thing as a 10% rule.
Oh, okay. Have I outed you again?
No, there's no
Sorry.
There's no such thing as a 10% rule. If you speak to police and say, is there a 10% rule? They'll go, no. But there's unwritten theories that exist. And there's people that I may have spoken to that have said, if you're doing within sort of 10%, I'm not bothering. I don't care. So it's not an actual rule. Otherwise, there'll be no point having a speed limit.
So
if there was a 10% rule...
If I was doing 100 miles an hour, but it's okay, officer, because I was only doing 109. So I'm allowed to do...
Well, no...
If the speed limit's 100, I'm only doing 109. I haven't broken the 10% yet.
That's where I was going with this at that point, because I was like, well, there's nowhere there's a 100 speed limit, Luce. It's not.
Anyway, the menacing mallard duck was also caught speeding in 2018. The same camera and the same speed. So they think it's the same duck. Not that it could be a species thing that they fly very quickly.
Gaz has just said,
hit.
Loose news, duck's legs are too short to reach the car's pedals.
That's it.
Brilliant. I got told the 10% rule was no bollocks of my driver's awareness course. It is a load of bollocks. It's not bollocks, it is, but it depends on the mood of the fucking copper as well, to be fair. And a 10% rule, the 10% rule almost definitely won't apply to a speed camera, although getting done for 32 in a speed camera feels a little harsh.
Poor duck.
Yeah. Yeah. How does he know how fast he's going anyway?
Poor Dave the duck.
Do you
On
think-
camera and
Do you
everything.
think they tried to find him?
Well, it won't stick.
Yeah.
Probably won't turn up
He
to
ducked
court
out of it.
either. He ducked out of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to Google the whole Wallace and Gromit thing, because I don't... Is it from Curse of the Were-Rabbit?
I don't know. He's talking shit loose.
Where the really posh lady goes,
It's such
"No, I can't wait to know."
It's just such a nonsense statement. I wouldn't worry about it.
Is Wallace.
But hey. Death Guard is a rabbit hole. Can't get enough. Death Guard is a rabbit hole right now. Oh, you wonderful humans. Did I add the one from Hugh? I did add the one from Hugh. Good. 166 members, chat. You fucking sexy people. I love you. Did we decide what we wanted us to do tomorrow?
Oh, I see. There's no indication that Wallace and Gromit are explicitly royalists or have any particular political leanings in the animated films. While fan theories suggest Wallace may have been in the Royal Air Force during World War II and worked in the space program, there's no official confirmation of these details from the creators of Wallace and Gromit. The focus on the stories is usually on their inventions and adventures, not on any political ideologies. So...
Well, I mean, I already said it was bollocks. I didn't read a Google article for it.
I want to know why Mikey thinks that, though.
YouTuber says shocking thing.
No, but like that's quite that's quite specific. If you were to be like, I just don't like the Play-Doh type stuff, then I get that. But to say they're royalists.
There is a group of people out there that the second they disagree with something, they'll just add the ist title to something, and then that's how they try and shut down any kind of conversation or argument.
Well, what is a royalist?
A person who's like super pro royal family and monarchy.
Just for balance, why is that bad?
Because it could be perceived that by being a royalist or being pro monarchy, you are almost anti. What's the word I'm looking for? Democracy. Because kings and queens aren't voted in. Kings and queens are born in.
Right.
So it's not really a democratic system. Although the monarchy exists in this country within a democratic framework. Because if you look at the way in which laws are passed, although the king and or queen has to sign off on laws, there is a mechanism in place that basically says if they unreasonably continue to reject laws, they get passed anyway. You can find me the last time a monarch in the UK rejected a law proposed by Parliament. It was a very long time ago. Because they recognise that the monarchy, although having the power to reject law, if Parliament decide it is the best thing for the people, who are democratically elected, by the way, they will get it through.
Me and James watched I think it was like a simplified YouTube thing on why kings and queens don't run the country anymore. And the YouTube video explained it really well and nice and bite-sized for someone like Jim Jam, but I've completely forgotten it. Something to do about taxes as usual or something. I need to watch all the Wallace and Gromits now, see if I can pick up any kind of royalist thing.
Escapade says, it's usually bad. Royalist, rapist, murderist, cyclist.
Rude?
I consider myself a royalist rather than a parliamentarian. I'm a Liamist. I should be in charge.
I remember when people's grandparents, like their houses, would have pictures of the current monarch on the wall somewhere.
I wouldn't be against it.
But that was like a standard thing to
I
have.
swore my oath of allegiance to Queen and Country at the time. Old Lizzie.
Yeah, you can't call her that.
I can't, she's dead. Clive the Kiwi, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You legend. I'm a Dempseyist.
Oh, Tony
Thanks,
says, I
Stephen.
think there's a picture of the Queen on the walls. Let's have a look. Is
That was very traditionally
There.
British for a while.
a picture.
Clive's done some heavy lifting on the gifted tonight. No more, not as much as Brandon, to be fair, but still some heavy lifting. Thank you so much, ma'am.
On Wallace's walls. Oh, that sounds like a little bit.
I would
Wallace's
vote on
walls.
tomorrow's midday show, but I'll be working. But is there one you would watch back, though, Tim? There's a surprising number of votes for Vaj, to be fair. If Vaj gets over 25%, I could be tempted just to ignore you all and do that anyway.
I feel I have been thrown down a rabbit hole here.
The where rabbit hole?
I didn't put Wallace and Gromit, I just put on Wallace's walls, and now there's a whole thing.
Oh. We've had a crack at Royal Rule and Parliament. Oh, this has been all that great. Let's give Anarchy a try next. I'm here for it.
Wallace and Gromit.
Did you see the
Walls.
Space Wolf Limited Edition Black Library book they announced? No. 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 Let's have a look. Warhamster 40k. It's Black Library at Black Library.
No, there's no royalty on the walls either.
4 new special editions are on their way. Well, that's pretty, isn't it? That howl you can hear being carried by the wind, that's Sai from Warhammer TV team trying to do his very best to manifest and release the new Space Wolves army set. What he doesn't know until he reads the sentence is the first 3 books of William King's Space Wolf series are being collected together. Space Wolves, a young wolf, Bildungsroman of sorts, just with more chainsaws than you'd expect. It charts the ascent of Ragnar Blackmane from his recruitment into the Space Wolves up to his time as Wolf Guard, with all the action between. Collected in a numbered matte finish slipcase, you'll find copies of Space Wolf with instruction by David Ragnar's Claw and Grey Hunter's Reach. Yeah, Death goes. When are these going on pre-order? Does it tell you? Later in the year? Boo! Boo! I want them now. I mean, it's probably glad later in the year because, you know, I can't imagine it'll be cheap. Cheap.
Ah, my mate's auntie was obsessed with the royal family and had all the plates, cups and spoons, etc. She was so proud of her collection. There's some plates floating around that are worth a fortune from when Kate and William got married because there's a mistake on them.
My maths is wrong somewhere. I've missed some members.
Because they play Bohemian Rhapsody in an episode.
Lol. I've missed some members. Have I said thank you to all members? Oh, Tank the Unknowing gifted 5. I don't think I said thank you to him. Did I? Did I say? Oh, maybe I did.
I've got it written down, so I think
So
you
maybe I did then. But I'm doing the maths in my head now, and the numbers are wrong. So it's better for me to show you the other numbers because it would make you gift more. They're actually wrong. I don't like the dishonesty. But the maths wasn't working in my head. The scammers will get them all. Yeah, probably, to be fair. So it's not even 79 members to go, Clive the Q. It's less than that. 50 plus 18, 68 members to go. And I will give this away for free. 4 more yellow ones. And I'll put them up for sale this week as well. Fun fact, before the Norman conquest, Harold II was elected by the Anglo-Saxon Witan, wise men. William the Bastard turned up and changed it.
We did actually learn that in our little history book a couple of weeks ago. Me and Jim Jam got the timeline of the Middle Ages, how much happened in it. And I said to him, I won't bore you to tears with the whole thing, just question what jumps out at you. So he asked about William the Bastard because there was a swears in it. And then he asked about the Doomsday Book. And then he asked about...
May I miss one of yours? If I did, Clive, I'm very sorry.
There's one more thing.
Yeah.
That was fun, actually. Putting a timeline in front of the boys and saying, we'll just talk about what you're actually interested in.
I fucking love history.
Yeah, I do. I learnt so much in college.
I did A-level history, and I did GCSE history, and I did enjoy it, but I don't like the fact that there's a curriculum. Like, history is one of the few things where I felt like, at the time, if I was going to go to university, and I didn't, I joined the army. If I was going to go to university, history was something I think I may have been able to concentrate on, because I think you can pick your specialization or your topics. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But saying that, I was fascinated when I was younger. I was fascinated around First and Second World War history and the time periods around it, and the political instability, and how it was how can a globe, can a world get to war? That I used to be really interested by that. Weirdly, for what was a mid to late teens.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's a wildly fascinating time.
I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
And I think now, if they're like, right, you can do your degree back then in history, that would be what I'd probably pick. And I think I'd enjoy it, to be fair. I always want to do a degree at some point in my life, just to say I've done one. But at the moment, it's just not the time. If I can get a hobby house off the ground, working and running smoothly with people in place to manage it and what have you, maybe then I can go back to doing history. But now I feel like I'd want to go into medieval times, like the Saxons, the Romans, maybe even the specifically the Nordic time period as well. I think I'd be really interested in that more than perhaps World War history. Which is also interesting because if you think about it, World War history is, if you were to learn it, you learn a much more accurate version of history because it's been documented, because it's in the last 1,000 years, right?
Yeah.
But or last 100 and, it's 1914 it started, it's the last 112 years, it's 111 years. But if you think about things like the Viking raids and the Saxons and stuff like that, where was that documented? A lot of it's theory. It's not even necessarily accurate history. But I think that's partly why it would interest me more as a topic.
I think the reason why history is probably quite tricky to learn in school is because the later on you're born, the more history you have to learn in exactly the same amount of time as someone who was born 20 years ago. So just history will never stop growing as a topic, and there's still all of it to cram in. So I think maybe to a point the history curriculum kind of has to stay as it is, because every event has a reason before it that was also an event. So for example, James's amazing question of, I don't understand how one man got the world to go to war. Oh, well, that's because of something that happened in World War One. Okay, when was that? And then you talk about that. Well, why did that happen? Oh, that's because the terrorist group, I think we'll call the Black Hand, killed Franz Ferdinand. Well, why did that happen? Okay, so that happened because, and you end up having to go back so far that it's probably easier to go, let's just start with the cavemen because it all moves forward from there.
Yeah, it is dominoes, isn't it, to be fair?
Time Team have a YouTube channel with all their old stuff. It's amazing.
That's interesting. Thanks, Chris. That's 7 out of 10 yellow ones. To get on the website. Thank you, Chris. You're a hero. I need to sneeze. I'm going to try and stop it. Yeah, so it is dominoes, but I think that and global conflict is interesting to learn for history, and World War One, World War Two is very. I did a lot of learning about it. It's very interesting, and I love learning about the conflicts and how the strategies played out and what happened and what happened with D-Day and the tactics and stuff like that. I do like all that stuff. But I actually originally found it more interesting, like I said, the lead up to the event and how it got to a point where, bang, it all went off. But we have such incredibly rich history in this country that I think, I don't know anywhere near it. We got friends of ours, we haven't seen them for a while, but friends of ours are heavily involved in like reenacting old medieval times. And it's so knowledgeable about everything that went on. I'm like, no idea. Don't know what that is. Don't know what the time period was, what the language was spoken, who was the king, because we had 4 kingdoms and there was 4 kings in this one little tiny fucking island speck on a globe.
Yeah.
And I don't know any of this stuff really. And I know it's not historically accurate. I'm aware of this before you all start taking the piss. But I watch shows like Vikings, right? And they've got the Kingdom of Mercia and the Kingdom of, I'm like, I don't know the time period of what happened then, or you know.
I felt really silly a couple of years ago because Dad, when he was on the radio, he used to do radio shows for the local station called Mercia FM.
Yeah.
I just thought that was the name, Mercia, but that meant something.
Historical reference.
Yeah, and it never came up in school. We did the Godiva thing, but Mercia, I just thought it was a name or something.
When you did school, did you ever do like Roman baths or anything like that, or like we went to Roman ruins and what have you?
No,
and again,
remember.
as a kid, right? As a kid, you go to Roman ruins and it's like a dug out, excavated site. There's like little walls about that tall off the ground that sort of roughly shapes out, and they go, this was the bath, and this was the. You're like,
we got on a coach for an hour for that.
They didn't finish. As a kid, right? They didn't finish. Why is that fucking half a foot tall? And then I went to
such a knob.
I went to Normandy and Thiepval and places like that, a little bit older, and you can see the bunkers, right? And you can see the craters where the shelling in the land happened and all that kind of stuff. It's fascinatingly interesting.
Yeah.
And there's houses that we did the cathedral yesterday, Coventry Cathedral, which was bombed during the Second World War to the point where it caught fire. It has no roof anymore, and that building was fully there during the Second World War. So it feels that when I was younger, at least, it's a lot easier to kind of visualize and picture it and what's going on. But with the Roman stuff, and now as an adult, I'm like, kind of like we went to on Mother's Day. We went to what's it called, Palace House in Beaulieu.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the Abbey, and I could show you where the old, because I'd been there before and worked out where all the different parts were.
Yeah.
And now my mind can do that. Now I've got the complexity to be able to kind of figure out that was that, and, you know. But as a kid, I couldn't visualize that. I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And I you know, sometimes I'm a little bit, I'm slightly concerned with our kids. And I say our kids, I mean the kind of the modern day generation, because my imagination then wasn't good enough at times to kind of picture what things would look like and what they would be like. And I didn't have an absolute plethora of video games because video games remove the need to imagine.
Yeah.
Because they just show you, right?
Yeah.
And videos and DVDs and I say videos and DVDs, but programs, you don't need to imagine. I'm so happy that our eldest, when I'd read the first book for Harry Potter, I was like, I want to read it. That made me happy.
I was really impressed with him when he's pretty much done about, I think he said 5 chapters. And I said, what's different about the book and the film? And he reeled off all the things you said. So part of me was, okay, he has read it. But just how he was doing the comparisons, and he was saying, I think it's bad that they left that out. And he was having an opinion on it. And
I was really chuffed that you decided you wanted to read a book, because a lot of kids now, they're like, I've seen the film.
Well, I had to force it. Monday nights is reading a book, and Ben just sits there looking like I've kidnapped him with a book going.
But when he gets a bit older, he'll start to read books as well. I am starting to develop a love again for actually page turning a book.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that for forever.
In fact, no,
I say I love again. I would go as far as to say I've never had that love at all. So it won't even be an again. Yeah. There's something about the phone goes on the charger on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
Away. The book sits in my hand and I sit there and read. There's something about that at the moment that I don't know what. I've never had an urge to read books. When I did English at school, he's here! War Gunner's here! Exclamation mark, snipe me. They tried. War Gunner, they tried. And so when I, at the start, at school, we were like, go home and read To Kill a Mockingbird and go home and read this and go home and read that and go and read something else. And you're like, oh, I fucking want to. Because you didn't want to. The only books I'd ever successfully read all the way through as a younger person was Lord of the Rings, because I loved it. I don't know why those. I liked those, and I couldn't ever pick up anything else. And then I did read a couple of Eldar novels when I was working at Eastleigh, but I've never read anything else other than like, codexes and stuff like that. And I'm now finally at the point where I'm really enjoying the page turning, because you fucking devour a book in a day.
It has to be the right thing, though.
But you do devour a book in a day if it's the right thing, though. I can't do that. I don't know how you do. It can be the right book for me, and I know I'm enjoying a book when I'll do 2 or 3 chapters in one go, and you'll do half a fucking book.
Yeah.
Mad. So I am glad, because I now think if I was to go and do that kind of education, I think I would probably pick something a bit more ancient history rather than recent history. And I think part of that's because my imagination is better now at kind of visualizing things. Anyway, a random conversation that we tumbled down.
I think because history's not really good news.
History's not what good news.
Yeah. Any kind of
I mean, it depends on how you look at it.
Well, any kind of significant history that's going to turn up in an exam paper probably isn't all that good news. And teaching young, impressionable, easy influenced minds.
Talking about young, impressionable, easy influenced minds.
Yes.
What do you want, Pickle?
Yes.
Are they not in your bag from holiday?
Oh, they're in my bag.
Oh, they're in Mummy's bag. Okay. One of us. You thought you had a pile of shame for models. Just wait until you suddenly have a whole bookshelf of books you have to read.
Yeah. So any sort of significant history that you learn in school, I don't think much of it is good news. So when you've got young, impressionable minds, and you're getting the most extreme bad news as well.
What's interesting is you're right. What we learn in school is typically not good news.
Yeah.
But there is good history.
Yeah. You have to find it yourself.
Yeah.
Though.
Is Horus Heresy a historical war game? If so, then I probably know more about history than I thought. I mean, it's a make-believe heresy. Is a make-believe historical war game, kind of. Hey, Death Dog, how's it going, dude? Kids love the gory parts of history, though. That's why Horrible Histories is so well.
Definitely.
Horrible Histories is excellent.
Yeah, in terms of accessible history, there is a bit, and it could be upsetting. They've done a really wonderful job of getting the important bits across without too much.
Yeah.
Especially as the age groups that it's kind of aimed at is younger than James.
Yeah. Get signed up for Open Uni, Liam. It's extremely hard but very rewarding. Yeah. When I have the time. The thing is, I genuinely, honestly believe that I have the ability to complete a degree. What I don't have is the capacity. And at the moment, if I was to sign up for something now on a whim and let my hyper-focus take over for a brief moment, be incredibly irresponsible because I get another business off the ground that's going to need a lot more of my time and attention. I'm just not going to be able to put it into learning. So there's no point learning. So it's a bucket list thing I'd like to do in the future. But you can do a degree at fucking 45, that's fine. So I've got time. It's not like I don't want to do it to power a career choice or to anything like that. I want to just do it to do it, Yeah. So it's not something I need to do now. It can wait. I always loved Egyptology and that history personally. I think that'd be quite interesting actually, as well, to be fair. Hey ho, chat, we have got, thanks to Chris, we've got 7 out of 10 yellow ones. The goal broke. I don't know what happened to it, but it just flat broke.
What are we going to have for supper? I'm getting hungry.
I was going to do pate on toast. But I can do anything, really, within reason, if it's in the house. What would you like?
You were just going to have pate on toast?
Mm.
And that's all?
Probably. I can make other stuff. What do you want? I can do eggs.
I'm absolutely starving.
Absolutely Hank Marvin.
Yeah.
I've got chicken nuggets. So get this right. There was a bag of 24 chicken nuggets, which was like £5 or something, or a bag of 44 that was £4.50. So I bought the 44 bag because it was cheaper than the 24 bag. I then gave the kids 10 each for dinner. So we have 24 chicken nuggets left, babe.
Okay.
But it is beige food.
What about a chicken nugget sandwich?
That could be peak.
That sounds pretty good.
I'm into that. I'm in for a chicken nugget
What
sandwich.
are we going to have with it?
3 options for dinner: KFC, Burger King, or German Doner.
I've not had this German Doner nonsense yet. Is it any good? Paint on toast. No, not paint. Pate. 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 Pate, if you say it correctly, but pate.
My good sir. Paint goes on your model.
I've come to the conclusion as well that fast foods like KFC and Burger King can get in the bin.
Yeah.
We had a friend over last Wednesday who I thought was staying for dinner, and I fucked it all up, and he wasn't staying for dinner. He was only going to stay for lunch. I was like, oh fuck, I haven't got anything in. So I ordered KFC to the house for all of us. So the kids, me and Luce, and my mate, and it came to about £70.
Mental, isn't
And
it?
afterwards, I could have done, and I think you probably could have done as well, I could have eaten more, so I wasn't properly full. Right?
Yeah.
Today, I went to the supermarket and bought a whole bunch of food for like half the price, if not less than the KFC. I have a load left over, and I'm more full than I was.
Yeah.
And it was mostly fruits and vegetables.
I think
today.
that's my only thing about going on holiday is even though
we need to
had
plan the food. We need to plan the food better.
even though we had an Airbnb, which was pretty good because when hotels say they do a family room, all they're doing is shoving you all in a double room, and it's not pleasant. You end up being on top of each other, and it triggers everybody. It's the whole food thing. You can go and do a food shop, but then how much am I bringing home? How much do I have to throw away?
But like, this is the thing, right? I don't understand. I thought part of the fast food world was the convenience of it being cooked quickly and for you and ready immediately, but also it being quite cheap. Excuse me. It's not fucking cheap anymore. It's mental expensive. And when I say mental expensive, I mean like the actual fast food places. I'm talking about like your actual Burger King, KFC, McDonald's, and half of those places is shit food. I'm sorry, it is shit food. And after you finish, like it's weird as well. Every single one of these fucking fast food places that you go to, especially if you go to like the touchscreen menus, right? Even when you order it on an app and you go through and you go, I'm gonna have this meal with this drink and fries, bang. They know it's not enough food. You know how you know they know it's not enough food? Because they go, would you also like these? Would you also like some extra hot wings? Do you also want some nuggets? Like, well, you know I will, because I'm not going to be full after your fucking burger, am I? So in answer to your question, Josh, go to the supermarket and buy something decent with less money than the KFC is going to cost you. Or Burger King. I don't know how expensive German Doner is because I've never had that.
In Josh's defense, it is really difficult and financially annoying to cook for one.
Oh, 100% it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever you're in Afghan, before we had babies, cooking for myself, you very quickly slide down the hill of, it's only me, I'll just put some toast in.
Yeah, I used to quite a few evenings I'd get to a point where I was like, especially in the block, this is really bad as a serving soldier at the same time as well. Like the cookhouse is closed, I can't be bothered to cook properly. I ended up with spaghetti on toast. Whole tin of spaghetti, 2 bits of toast, done. It's not filling.
A whole tin?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I'm going to open half a tin and then whole tin, 2 bits of toast, go.
Did you not have a fridge?
Yeah.
So put it in the fridge.
I'm putting a half open tin of spaghetti in the fridge, you fucking lunatic. Jesus. Now you're going to tell me to buy one of those. No. Whole tin. Honestly. Yeah, it's you're right. It is. You do get to the point when you're on your own. You're like, I can't be bothered to cook properly now. I can't be asked. But I'm turning into quite an old man because I I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I don't want fast food anymore.
Yeah, I feel I have pain. If I, particularly KFC, I think it's just because the amount of fat. It feels like my ovaries are on fire.
But I feel like the majority of it's not even just fast food, is it? Right? We're going on a tangent here, chat. By the way, whilst we're waiting for you to get these extra 60 members in. It's not just fast food though. Like we went out for a pub meal. Get this, chat. Right? Little bit of a rant here. Little minuscule rant here. Okay. We went out for a pub meal on Sunday because on Saturday we turned up and literally 2 minutes walk from the flat was this fish and chip shop. And your dad said they're a good fish and chip shop. We'll go there.
And we were having
family food,
yeah,
right? So it's also nice when you have them when they come over to the flat for dinner. It's nice that Luce doesn't have to stand there and cook the whole time, so you can be sociable too. So off we went, got these fish, and they were great. They were very friendly, loads and loads and loads of food. It was good. It wasn't good because it's greasy, but it's good in the sense that it was well done fish and chips.
And I didn't cook.
It was good fish and chips, right?
Yeah.
Cool, that's fine, no problem. And then at lunchtime on Sunday, stomping around town whilst Luce was getting us to do 3.5 marathons, we made the mistake of saying to the kids who were getting fucking frog marched in the heat around town, what would you like for lunch? And of course, kids are kids. McDonald's. Okay, fine, that's what they want, not a problem. So I said to Liz, we'll go out to a pub garden this evening. It's a beautiful day. We'll go out to the pub garden. We'll sit in the pub garden. We'll have a nice meal. At the time, I was like, really want a Caesar salad. I want some green leaves. I want a Caesar salad, right? I'm aware that also comes with sauce and cheese in it, but still. Looked at the menu online. No Caesar salad, but they had a nice steak. Cool, fine.
That came with salad.
Drove to this pub, and then found out when we got there. The menu that you looked at that's on our website? Nah, it's not the right one because it's a Sunday. It doesn't say that anywhere on the website.
Yeah, update your website.
So you can't see the cheap rump steak that you were going to have, and I say cheap, right? An 8-ounce rump steak was in fact £17.50 with no sauce. That's not cheap at all. So you can't have that one because it's not on the Sunday menu. Well, is there a steak on the Sunday menu? Yes, you can have the 8-ounce sirloin, so it's the same size. Okay, what's the cost of that one? £22. Fine, fuck it. Right, I wanted a steak. Cool, we're on holiday. I guess it's a bit pricey. So I had a steak. Lou said the same, and then we ordered peppercorn sauce.
Yeah. Right,
which at this point I am 100% convinced came out of a packet that you could buy in a supermarket for about 80p.
Yeah.
How much was each pot of sauce that we had?
I think it's £1.50.
It was £2.
Oh, was it?
£2 per pot of peppercorn sauce. £1.95 to be precise.
You've got to pay the man to wash up the little jug.
£1.95 to be precise. And I know when you buy packets of peppercorn sauce, you can get 4 fucking portions out of them. They're about 80p.
The same as the tin of spaghetti is 2 portions.
So I was instantly annoyed that our steak dinner had gone to £24 when I wanted a £17.50 rump. Anyway. Fine. Comes with chips and a mushroom and some salad. Cool. Okay. Brilliant. I'm not a chef. I don't profess to be a chef. In fact, I'm particularly shit with cooking food. It predominantly is down to Luce. And on Wednesdays, when it's her day off, I will go to Morrison's and find those really fancy chicken fillets that are covered in sun-dried tomatoes, and I'll put it in the oven for the exact time it tells me, the exact temperature it tells me, and it comes out, and that's done. Whether I've checked it or not. But it told me, that's what I've done, right? That's how I cook. That's what I do. Okay? Sometimes I a little bit more fancy, but typically that's what I do for Luce because I fucking hate cooking, but I also don't want her to cook on a day off, and I don't want her to have fucking chicken nuggets and chips on a day off because I want you to have nice food because you make nice food for us, right? So I'm not a great chef at all because I'm not a chef at all. But I'm also not the greatest cook. But steaks aren't hard. They're not difficult. No, they're not. They're not difficult. You heat a fucking griddle pan, right? You go on Google, how long for a rare steak. It tells you exactly how long for each side. You put it in for the exact time. You turn it over for the exact time. You take it off the griddle pan and put it on the plate. That's all I do. Exactly what Google tells me. And how I can go to Morrison's today and buy a £5 rump steak and come home and cook it better than a restaurant that charged me £24.
Because you have to pay the restaurant for heating up the equipment in the kitchen and pay the guy his wages for cooking your steak and pay the waitress who's going to bring it out and all of that. That's why it's 20-something pounds. You're not just paying for steak.
But they used to be like 14, 15 quid.
Yep, and then COVID happened and everything went bad.
And do you know what? Straight up, when we ordered the food, if I pay 24 quid and this thick, fucking juicy, perfectly cooked steak comes out, cool, I'm not going to complain. But what I got was a bit of shoe leather.
Did you complain?
No, I was
Right.
fucking hungry. And I'll be honest with you, the waitress that served us looked like she might stab me if I say anything negative about the food.
That's fine. You put it on the internet 100 miles away from the waitress. Don't complain.
'Cause I'm safe
What's
now.
your favourite loose dish and worst?
Favourite loose dish? Favourite loose dish? I think my favourite one that I've had in a long time was I don't know the fish. Mackerel? The mackerel salad we had the other day.
I knew you'd say that one.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was good.
Thanks.
It was just so fresh. It was, well, I don't even know what was in it. Couldn't tell you what was in it. Mackerel. Fucking love a bit of mackerel anyway.
It was pasta. Mackerel pasta. And it had ginger, olives. I think it had sugar snaps.
It was fucking incredible. It was
Cherry
crunchy and it was
tomatoes.
fresh and it was live.
Coriander.
It was full of different flavors. You know, sometimes you see people that put all these flavors into something,
Yeah.
right? And you eat it, you're like, just tastes of
Yeah.
one thing because maybe they've over flavored something or whatever.
Stuff also cancels each other out.
Yeah, and it's like you've put all that shit in, and I don't feel like that was one of those rare dishes where I ate it and you could taste everything. It was fucking incredible. So that's probably my most favourite of late. The problem is there's a lot of cooking. It was quite difficult to actually pick favourites. Home cooked Yorkshires, incredible. There is a chicken and leek pie which I quite like. It's comfort food for me.
That's
that one.
James's favourite pie.
It's comfort food. When you
Yeah.
make that pie, that's comfort food.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Worst is almost impossible. I know what the worst thing is. I know what the worst thing is. I don't know what it is, but I know what it is. I think it's red cabbage that you do for roast dinners sometimes.
Oh, you don't like it?
It's quite sweet, which is weird for cabbage, but you put this thing in it, right, which tastes like licorice.
Star anise.
Yeah, and every time you put it in, I fucking bite one, and it's fucking honking, that stuff. It's horrible. And what you always do as well, without doubt, is you always dish me up, and we all sit down, we start eating, and I fucking eat quick. You know I eat fast, and literally just as I finish my red cabbage, at some point before, well actually no, it's not even when I finish my red cabbage. About 3 mouthfuls in, I then bite it, and about the next mouthful you go, oh, be careful because it's got that stuff in it. I know a bit one. There you go. There you go. Anyway, thank you, Modesta, for the tea. Chat does not want objective market giveaway tonight, Lise.
That's all right. They can buy them on the website if they want them.
Which is still 3 yellow ones away from being on by the weekend. What can I tell you? Ever tried HelloFresh? No, we use... What do we use? What's the company that delivers all of our food? Not all of our food, a lot of our food.
Abel and Cole.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
We use them for like meat and fruit and veg and stuff.
Yeah. I think the thing is with the deliveries like HelloFresh and Abel and Coles and Gusto and all of those is if you keep on top of your boxes, it does become a real interest / hobby.
Yeah.
Because we weren't taught to cook in school. So
No, hang on. I'll
So
have you
when
know,
you-
I did a loaf of bread, a lasagna, and a fruit salad.
well done you.
So I was able to live for life.
But I think if you do your boxes and then you figure out that food's actually really exciting and it's really tasty and you do start to prefer food at home because it's exciting and tasty, and going out for date night, it's just some reheated like 10-minute steak instead of a 2-minute steak. and you've wasted all that money and you didn't enjoy your meal.
This is the thing,
the
isn't
boxes do, for me, they do become excellent value for money because you're getting a food education as well as figuring out that I can do it, I can cook, and I can.
Think I used to really enjoy going out for a meal because we don't do it very often.
Oh, I don't like it anymore.
So I used to, we still didn't do it very often even before, and I used to really enjoy it because it felt like a treat. Because you'd have something made for you that you probably wouldn't be able to make or have made at home, right? Which is cool, beautiful, amazing. However, I think nowadays, the amount of times, this is partly your fault, you fucking ruined it for me. Because the amount of times I go, I'll have something to eat, and I'm like, this has been better at home.
Yeah.
And I've paid money for it. Someone said, I think it was, Soups was like, have you ever been to Miller & Carter? Miller & Carter is a steakhouse. I actually quite like it. So Miller & Carter as a steakhouse is more expensive than the £24 steak we had on the weekend. But at least it's a decent, big, thick fucking steak that's well cooked, almost always. So like, I'm kind of more okay with that, despite the fact it's even more expensive again.
I'm also become quite uncomfortable with the waitress dynamic now.
Yes, it says, I would assume that school in Coventry would teach you to shoplift your dinner, not cook it.
Yeah.
Sorry, waitress dynamic.
Yeah, because they're told to meal check you within 5 minutes of you getting your meal. So straight away I know I'm being watched to see if I like scrunch my nose up at my meal. People don't tolerate children in public anymore. So even if your kids are just being kids, we'll get tutted at. So if we bring the iPads out because we're aware that we're the loud ones in the room, we'll get tutted at. When you ask the waitress for the dessert menu, you get tutted out because she wanted you out because she wants to go home. Your food, like your steak, it's never what you ordered. I'm done with it now. I'm done. I'd rather just cook for the people I love at home.
This is why we create Neuro Spicy in the future.
Yeah, we should. Absolutely no meal checking.
Award-winning restaurant.
Yeah.
Not based on the food at all. Banging. Thank you so much, Skippy the Magnificent, for 10 gifted memberships on 92. You wonderful humans.
I would definitely recommend, like, Josh, if you're still here.
Oh no, he's always in KFC.
And like, grab a box of, because you get to keep your recipe cards. I've never done the HelloFresh, but I think Brom used to, and he kept the recipe cards.
I've heard either incredible or terrible things about companies like HelloFresh. And it's never in between. I either hear amazing things like this is the greatest thing ever in the world, or I hear it's shit, don't buy it. Never in between. So but I imagine if I honestly think something like a HelloFresh, I'm not saying specifically that brand, but something like that, if I lived on my own, I think that would have to be my savior.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd eat shit.
Yeah.
I would just eat crap all the time. I just wouldn't nourish myself properly.
But also, supermarkets don't do a great job of meals for one. They'll do like dine in for two or date night for £10, but there's never meals for one. And if there is something for a meal for one, it's this really depressing chicken Kiev
This
or
is
something.
also the other mad world of everything that you buy isn't in a single person portion size.
No, it's not.
Because they want to make more money. So if we take into consideration, for example, the tin of spaghetti, right? I would eat a whole tin. And then, when I wanted another one, what would I do? I'd buy another one, and they make more money because that's how it works, you know. I'm just being lazy loose. I can't be bothered to cook. That's fair. I get it. I do get it. To be fair, Josh, as someone who fucking hates cooking, I do get it. To be fair,
I used to hate cooking, and then I started to get into the cooking, and I found that food was but English food by tradition isn't that exciting. It's really comforting. And it sticks to your ribs, but if you want the fresh, crunchy food, you need to look at how other countries cook, and then there begins your food education.
Yeah, 100%.
Of that pasta only needs to go in for a small amount of time, not the 20 minutes that you've grown up in a house where your mum boils the rice.
You also don't
within
need
an
20
inch
cups of it.
Yeah,
a bit's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem I had was with the military, the early days of the army, for me at least, they teach you to fucking eat quick.
Yeah.
You haven't got long, you eat fast. And you eat fast. The faster you eat, the faster you start digesting it. And the faster you start digesting it, the less chance you've got to throw it out. Like, you know, remember that fucking scene from Band of Brothers? I had a couple of those where it's not quite exactly the same, where, afternoon off, have some spaghetti and meatballs. Everyone up and go running. I've had stuff like that where it's been PT straight after lunch. And, like, early days that you're, like, dawdling in and chatting and you have your lunch. And then before you know it, you're fucking chucking curry up out your nose. So I've been there, so I like to eat fast. The downside with eating fast is, especially with things like pasta, is you put it away so fucking quickly, your body actually hasn't registered that you've eaten it.
Yeah.
So you end up eating a lot more than you need, and then you go,
I don't feel very well.
Jesus Christ. Because your body's going, you fucking eat too much, you fat cunt.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But then also, the portion sizes, they want you to become obese. Like the whole chicken nugget thing, cheaper to buy more.
This is
then you have to exercise enormous self-control with food that's already got addictive shit in it.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. However, I have said this before and I'll say this again. Our ill health is a multi-billion-pound industry.
Yeah.
It just is.
And that's another reason when I get my boxes and I go, this box was much more expensive than the supermarket. Everything in this box has a use. It is not going in the bin. Yeah. All of it has value.
Yeah, anyway, team, you're amazing. 192 members tonight is insane. Thank you so much. We were 8 away from 200, but I appreciate it. You're incredible. We are on 95 of the finest pounds for Super Chat. We're only 5 away from hitting the £100 target, but we're 3 away from the yellow 10 out of 10 goal that I tried to set up and for some reason failed tonight. I don't know why it didn't work, but it did. I tracked it. 7 out of 10 is not bad for a night back. You're amazing. Thank you. 192 members is almost double the target, which is insane. Makes up a little bit for the lost stream yesterday. I appreciate you're insane. Before we do go, however, it wouldn't be a normal Wednesday night stream without leaving with a loose fact. I have seen you searching your book of loose facts. Mm-hmm. I assume you've got yourself a book of loose facts with a fact in it for the facts for loose facts.
Yep.
Right, wonderful. Corey, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. And it's time for loose fact.
You are taller in the morning than at night.
I think I've heard this before.
I think
I thought it was bollocks then.
You walk off the height, you must do.
Well, what I'd heard before was, I don't know how true this is, what I'd heard before was it was gravity affecting you during the day.
Oh.
I have no idea if that's true.
I wonder if that's it.
That's what I'd heard.
Well then, how tall are giraffes in the morning then?
Fucking feet sticking out the bed. Oh, people saying it's true. You will forgive us, chat, as well, if we wait for Missy Eston to tell us if it isn't actually true.
He is our
he's our fact checker.
Yeah, fact checker.
Surely not. I've heard it before. I'd heard it was gravity related, but I don't know. Mordy Hammer, thank you for the 1 gifted. You're amazing. What a hero. Gravity throughout the day. Is it spine compression? Your posture and spine compression decreases when you lie flat. Huh?
Oh, I'm going to measure myself in the morning and then at bedtime.
Accurately, though.
I know I'm an inch shorter than I was in school. I was 5'6" in school, and James measured me the other day, and I was 5'5".
Maybe you weren't 5'6" in school, though. Maybe you were 5'5" in school.
Oh, I was really proud. I was really proud of my 5'6" status.
I don't think between the ages of 14 and 36 you're supposed to lose any height.
It's a concerning rate of decrease, if
you
ask me.
A little bit, yeah. I never actually fully know how tall I am.
I thought you were 6'2".
I always say around 6 foot because I've had various different measurements been taken, and anything from 6 foot to 6'1", 6'2" has all been I've been told. And then I get told, oh yeah, I've measured you. You're 6'2". I'm like, oh cool, beautiful. And then I'll stand next to someone who's 6'2", and I'm like, maybe I'm not then. So,
but they measured you.
But also, for me specifically, why do I care?
I care about my 5'6".
What? But why? What does it mean for you? You can go on all the rides,
yeah.
Luce.
It means I can be this tall.
But you can go on all the rides. So if the difference is between like 3'4" and I don't know, I don't really care about
3'4" and 4'3".
Yeah, I don't really care about. I don't really care
really
about my height. Like, it doesn't make any difference to me. If I was going to be a fucking pilot or something,
if your spine is compressing by that difference, that's a real concern.
Chat, thank you so much. Mordy Hammer comes in with another gifted at the end there. We got to 199. You're amazing. Thank you so much. we appreciate you very much. We did get to literally 25-75 split on the old thingy. Vag taking us.
You're tall, you stand up today, lie down tonight.
That's proper Cumbrian there.
Dave, what the fuck is that?
You're taller, you stand up today, lie down tonight.
He did get us £3 away from the super chat target, but I have no idea what he's just said. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll do a talking heads tomorrow, but 25% of people did vote for Vag. Are we bumping Friday's trip? Definitely. Before I say what I'm about to say.
I don't know. I think so. Chat. Ben has conjured up a cold, which I'm entirely blaming Pappy for. I think as soon as he gets better, one of us three will get it. And then Brom, rightly so, won't be available to let Emmy out because he'll have 2 tiny terrors. And
well, 3 strictly, but 2 very tiny ones. Yeah.
And then we're into summer holidays where it'll just be way too peoply. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I think we should move it.
I'll see how he is tomorrow.
Okay. So what I'm about to say is not a promise because we might be out on a trip on Friday. If we move the trip, which I think we're going to have to, then what we'll do is we'll do a talking head stream tomorrow, the game tomorrow night, we'll do Vag Friday daytime for a few hours, and then Friday night will be after dark. Okay? How does that sound?
Content.
Okay. Thank you, Mortyhammer. You're a legend. A hat trick for Mr. Mortyhammer.
Yeah.
What a fucking hero. What a man. What a guy. So that took us to the exact revenue goal for Super Chats for the night. Thank you so much, man. So that's what I'm going to try and do. The Vag stream may bump to Monday. Where's my phone? I need to see what I'm doing on Monday. It may bump to Monday, or I might do one day as well if we aren't going somewhere on Friday. What's Monday? Monday is currently clear. There you go. Some bonus streams to look out for. !Vag. If you want to come and join us for that, possibly Friday and Monday. Possibly. No promises. Okay. Normally it's Joe and I. Often now joined by Paddy, Brom, etc. But they probably won't be able to during the daytime because they have like real jobs and stuff. Sucks. Anyway, I really appreciate it tonight. Thank you so much. We've got £100 super chat revenue. We've got 137 likes on the stream, which is amazing. We've got 199 new members in a night, which is insane. It was 197 when you gave 2 Morning Hammer. 193. 92. 93. Did I do bad maths? 92. No, I'm fine. I'm right. 199. I'm correct. Isn't Monday a bank holiday? It is, yes. But we don't have bank holidays in this house.
Yes, we do.
This Monday's not a bank holiday. This Monday coming, is it? It's a week on Monday.
Yeah, I think it's the last Monday of May.
Yeah, it's last Monday of May. It's week Monday. Week Monday's bank holiday. This Monday's not a bank holiday.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. And then we can say goodbye to these wonderful human beings and go and make our 24 chicken nuggets.
Our chicken nugget sandwiches. What are we having with it?
24 chicken nuggets and a sandwich not enough for you? Fucking hell,
I'm
woman.
not having 24, am I? I'll probably have like 6.
Do you know what I do have in the cupboard?
That.
A whole tin of spaghetti.
Oh, I don't like that.
6 chicken nuggets and a spaghetti sandwich?
No. Chicken nugget and egg sandwich.
That sounds weird.
Right,
Bacon eggs, fine. Mordy Hammer, thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a legend. If I stall for just enough time, someone will come in and drop 50 loose.
No, they won't. They're all too busy. Far more important.
Leagues of Voshan gifted 1. I don't know what we have. So what we have?
Ooh, what about eggy bread?
We have. Ooh, but is that not too much bread? Oh, we've got a lot of bread. I got a whole loaf of bread, minus 2. Right, a whole load of bread minus 2 slices. Right.
Why minus 2 slices?
Because I made Ben a sandwich earlier for his supper.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I've got a whole tin of spaghetti.
Nope.
Half a tub of Nutella.
I can't eat that now.
A third of a packet of pate.
I just want the jar and the lid.
Half a cucumber.
Oh, cucumber could be.
24 chicken nuggets.
Don't have 24 of them.
That's
too many.
Probably about 15 to 16 oven chips.
That's specific.
Yeah, well, because I only done off a bag of the small bag for the kids earlier because we didn't have chips because we had salad. We had a banging salad with beetroot, and tomato and
Can you make
red
another
pepper.
salad?
Oh, I've got a red pepper.
Can you make another salad?
I've got enough rocket left.
Oh, what about an omelette?
Oh, no, don't make me those kind of promises.
A chicken nugget sandwich with an omelette.
I can't make omelettes, though. Do you want to be on omelette duty?
I showed you how to make them. Roland!
Very naughty of Roland Vane. You gift like 100 earlier, you fucking lunatic.
I know, I think we should check his mental.
I think we should as well, yeah. I think we probably should check.
I showed you how to make an omelette.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Can't do it or won't do it.
CSM Sandy, thank you for the one gifted. Roland Bain, thank you for 50 gifted memberships. Look at that. Now, what you need to do is you type the word marker, all one word, in chat. Like that. You've got officially 3 minutes, chat. Go. Type marker in chat. Go. If you win, you then go into Discord. You DM Loose. You don't want. If you win them, I'm re-rolling. She thinks she's being funny. Look, you send Loose your name, address, and a picture of your penis because she's being silly. Oh, we've got entries coming in now. Here we go. Fucking hell, it's filling up fast. A couple more minutes. Thank you so much, Roland. Thank you so much for 50 gifted, man. You've done a lot of members tonight. For reference, chat, right? Roland tonight has done. Oh, Evan's coming with. It's kicking off now. 50, 60, 70, 80. I can't even count them all because the fucking tracker's a lot. Evan, thank you for the 5 gifted. You're a legend. Mark, all one word, team.
Did you know milk is the fastest liquid on Earth? It's pasteurized before you can even see it. Smiley face emoji.
I wouldn't have got that if Brian hadn't have drawn out the word pasteurized. I'd have been like, I don't get it.
I don't think it is the fastest food in the world, though.
That's gone.
It's gone, yeah. Right, chat, you got 1 more minute for markers. We have got many entries already. Many entries already, team. Are you going to do the omelette then?
No.
Well, we're not having omelets then, are we?
My day off. You do an omelette. I showed
I know,
you how.
I can't do omelets. Too much stress, too much pressure.
It's not stress or pressure.
It is. It is. Hope you had a nice time away. It was actually quite nice. Good family time as well.
What was your favourite bit? Or what was your most interesting bit?
The most interesting bit was reading all the stuff on Spawn Street, I think, probably.
Yeah?
I didn't know Coventry had been famed for watchmaking.
No, I didn't even know that bit.
So... that was something I wasn't aware of. Leagues of Ocean, welcome to the channel.
What was the bit about
You're a legend. Thank you so
the
much.
canal running blue?
So they used to dye clothes in the canal, and they used to dye them blue. That's why it says as the phrase was as pure as Coventry was the phrase.
Dog can't use X-ray machines, but cats can.
I got that one.
Cats can. Right, are you ready, team? Did it fix? Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna deselect you from the giveaway list. Removed. Good. Right, we ready? We ready for the winner? We are giving it to Warhammer.
Oh, amazing.
Warhammer has won himself the objective markers. These. All for you, sir. Omelette is just a thick egg in a frying pan. It's too much stress. I'm not interested. So, Warhammer, if you want to DM Luce in Discord, sir, because she's the one that arranged all the shipping, because that
Yep.
is me.
I had a duck egg omelette the other day.
I can't.
Duck eggs bigger? The bigger, or
Yeah,
they're smaller?
I can't do the whole duck egg. It's just way too eggy. I can't do it.
I think you have to be drinking.
What did the drummer call his daughters? Anna 1, Anna 2.
Did you get that one, Luce?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Right. We can now go. We are 20 minutes over, but it was worth it because you people are fucking incredible. Roland Bain is amazing, but you people in general are incredible. So thank you so much for the insane and amazing support. Makes up for the missed stream yesterday. I'm very, very grateful for it. I love you very dearly. Wargunner says, out of 258 members, I'm still not sniped. I know. Poor dude. Poor dude.
This must be a new record.
Yeah. I think he's probably beaten Munch now. So, anyway, thank you so much, you wonderful people, for hanging out with us. I love you very dearly. We are going to be doing a talking head stream probably from here tomorrow at 1:30. Not sure what we'll talk about yet. Probably steal something the Thanes are talking about. And then at 7:30 in the evening, we have a live game of Warhammer 40k. Where we will be watching the World Eaters. I think he's sort of about taking the 8-band detachment, taking on the Ultramarines. So that's at 7:30 then. On Friday, if we don't go away, we'll have Vag during the daytime. And if we do go away, we won't. But otherwise, in the evening at 8:30, we'll have an After Dark stream ready for the weekend. I'm looking forward to the weekend already. We've got 2 days of alarm clocks to get through.
Mm-hmm.
But my intent at the moment is, right now, to go back to the gym tomorrow morning.
And it's a new gym because they had a refurb.
They've had a refurb. It's the same gym, but refurbished, yeah. I haven't been properly for months now. I'm going back tomorrow. So wish me luck, chat. Wish me luck. Thanes, expect fitness posts in the fitness thread for me go, not strong anymore. That'll be that, right? Cool. Wonderful. You're amazing people. I love you dearly. Thank you so much for watching, you wonderful humans. Before we disappear, however loose, Lisby, thank you for the one gifted. Anything you want to say to these wonderful human beings?
Best chat.
Best chat. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.